Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Taylor B. It's another beautiful day here in Tokyo. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Taylor. I live in Japan and I make videos about my life here. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that in December I took the Jlpt, which stands for the Japanese Language Proficiency Test. It was my first time taking it. I took the N2 and I majestically somehow managed to pass it. So I thought it might be useful to you guys if I let you know how I prepared for the Jlpt and give you some of my study tips. So this is it. So I actually also have a blog post about this. If you guys are interested, you can head over to my blog and check it out. It's basically the same information, just in reading form rather than listening form. If my voice annoys you, you could just read it instead. A lot of people say that if you're going to live and work in Japan not teaching English, you need to have at least N2 or N1 to be able to get a job. I don't think that's necessarily true. I worked for a long time without having N1 or N2 and it was totally fine. But it is easier to get through the door and just get your foot in the door if you have N1 or N2. It definitely lends you some credibility, so it's worth taking. Okay, so let's get into my 5 study tips. Number 1 is just be realistic about your level. If you just started studying Japanese like a week ago, you're probably not going to be able to pass the N1, but I'm not saying you shouldn't, reach outside of your comfort zone, because that's definitely what I did. I did not think I would be able to pass N2, but somehow I did. I just studied hard and reached for it, but know that if you don't pass, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a test, and you can take it again. My second study tip, I forgot. My second tip is to take a practice test, or 2 or a million. Take as many as you can. Find out where practice tests are being held in your area and sign up and go take them. The Jlpt is a standardized test, so the same kinds of questions are going to appear over and over again. And if you're more familiar with the layout of the test, you'll be able to go into it, with a plan and know how to attack it. Which brings me to my third point, know your strengths and weaknesses. This is going to be hard because there's numbers. I don't want to skip the numbers. So the Jlpt N2 test is broken up into 3 sections. There's a listening section, a grammar and vocabulary section, and there's also a reading comprehension section. If you've already taken a practice test, then you know where you need work and where you're already strong in. So when you go to take the test, you'll be able to prioritize the areas which you know you're going to be able to get right. So in my case, I knew that I was really strong in grammar, so I went through and I hit those first because I knew that would be able to jack up my score in the other sections and give me a better chance of passing. On the other hand, I knew that I was kind of weak in vocabulary, so I didn't waste my time with that section. I went through and did the ones I was strong with first, and then returned to those at the end and just kind of filled it in while I had time. So my fourth tip is to improve your weaknesses while you have time. If you have a couple of weeks or a couple of days before the test, that's plenty of time to hit those areas and strengthen them. So in my case, when I took the practice test, I kept running out of time in the reading comprehension section. So I knew I needed to boost up my reading speed and get faster at reading. So what I did was I went and bought a bunch of elementary school, middle school books and read those in my free time. And so when I took the final test, my reading comprehension and my reading level was much higher, and I was able to go through it and somehow scrape by and get enough points to pass. Which brings me to my final point, which is shore up your strengths if you don't have a lot of time. If you know you're really good at vocabulary, just make sure you're stellar at it, because you only need 19 points, is that right? The minimum score to pass the N2 is 90 points. And you need to get at least 19 points in each individual section in order to pass. So if you get a higher score in reading comprehension and at least 19 in your grammar section, then you're going to be okay, you're going to be able to pass. So if you know your strengths and you can really improve those, you might be able to pick up the slack in another section where you might not get as many points to ensure that you pass. And the last thing I want to say, it's not really a tip, but just know that it's not that big of a deal if you don't pass. If you go in and you do your best and you don't quite make it, it's okay. At least now you know what the test is like and you can prepare better in the future. You know what to expect, and it's a great learning experience. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about the Jlpt. If you guys have taken it, let me know what are your strengths or weaknesses in the comments. And if you haven't taken it yet, let me know what you guys are nervous about. I know I was definitely nervous about reading kanji, and I still am. I'm not that great at it. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. I know this is kind of a shorter video. I'm hoping to put up some more content, longer content next week, so please look forward to that. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Until then, please take care, stay kind, and stay hydrated. Bye!